Okay, so question 58, we start to look at labor variances, but labor is a resource like materials, and so we apply the same principles um, to labor as we did to material. You can have a total labor variance, which is what they're asking you here. You have a standard cost of labor for actual production, and you can compare that with the actual, compare these two things, and you can have the difference, which of course is the total variance, and then you can break that up into the two parts, right? So let's look at this. Let's look at the story. Company used 12,000 hours, paying £8 an hour. So during this time, it managed to make 2,000 units, but the budget had only been for 1,900 units. It tells us that the standard number of hours allowed per unit. So they tell us, listen, we want you to use 5 hours, that's the plan, per unit, and to charge £8.50 per hour. So exactly the same thing. So what we need to look at is to ask the question, well, I can solve this one right here. The question here is, okay, how many units did you make? So during this time you made 2,000 units. So I'm expecting you that the cost of your labor will be 2,000 units times the £8.50 times 5 hours, right? So 5 hours to make each of those units at £8.50. So I'll just do that first, and do that. So that's 2,000 times £8.50 times 5, and that's 85. And that's 85,000. Okay, great. So that's the first situation that we have. So now I can play around with this and sort of see where I'm going here. So to make you made 2,000 units. So at 5 hours, so 5 times 2,000, I'm expecting you to therefore spend 10,000 hours to if you like, to make these 2,000 units. I'll just change my pen color, but the question tells me that you actually used 12,000 hours. 12,000 hours. So I can tell straight away that what's happened here is you've used 2,000 hours too many. And of course, at the standard 50, 2,000 hours, 2,000 hours times £8.50 gives a variance of 17,000. So you have an adverse variance of 17,000. That's the first thing that you have. Now it says here that actually what happened was you did this with £8. £8. So you actually did. This is what you actually did. So we can see there's a saving here of 50p on all the 12,000 hours. So I can tell you what the price variance is. The price variance is a saving of 50p. Again, you could have done this as a whole. You could have said 850 times 12,000, subtract minus 8 times 12,000. But I'm just doing it in different ways so you can keep seeing the process. So you have 50p difference, 50p difference saving on 12,000 hours, of course, is equal to £6,000. So you have a £6,000 saving, favorable variance, if you like, a favorable variance of £6,000, and therefore a total variance, a total adverse variance of 13,000. Of course, a total adverse variance of 13,000, which leads, if you like, to the fact here is that you should have spent 85,000 and you have an adverse variance of 13,000, which is the difference between the two, and therefore this ends up being 85 plus 13 is 98. So you have £98,000, which is your actual cost of £98,000, which is your actual cost. Let me just see this. Sorry, forgive me. That's not 13. 17 minus 6 is 11. 17 minus 6 is 11, forgive me, and this is 96, sorry, forgive me, £1,000. And I can now confirm that. That's what sort of stopped me a little. I was thinking, oh, what's wrong with your maths? Here, 12,000 was what you actually used, 12,000 hours at £8, and that's equal to £96,000. So you can confirm that. That's what actually happened in the end. And which is the 8 times the 12, of course, and you can now see that that's been confirmed by those variances, right? Okay, and you could have done it the other way. You could have done what I did, got the 96, got the 85. It was going to be 11, and you knew these two figures here had to map into 11,000. Okay, great. So please, you can apply this knowledge to 59. Okay.